Hi guys. So today in reading we worked on our Your Turn practice workbook. We started on page 191 with the review of the vocabulary. We completed the blanks in the story that were missing. Let's read through this story together, okay? When we left for our walk that morning, I never thought I would be making history. I happened to grab my camera that was dangling off my doorknob by its strap before we left for the woods. And it was a lucky chance. About an hour into our walk, I spied a hummingbird hovering above a large bush with tiny yellow flowers. I took a picture, thinking it was a personal triumph, since I usually forget to take my camera. I put my photo on a bird website asking if anyone knew what kind it was. A couple of days later, I got an email saying it was a rare wolf-neck hummingbird and that no one had ever taken a photo of it before. I was able to attain something no one else had. It just goes to show it never hurts to be in the right place at the right time. All right, remember dangling we said means to hang, and hovering means to fly in one place above something. You're hovering in the air without moving around. Triumph is a success or a victory, and attain means to achieve. Okay, when you achieve a goal that you have set for yourself, to attain something means to achieve it. All right. Next, we went to page 195 in the workbook, and we read the poem at the top and we answered some questions regarding our poem. The principal's office. Miss Lee will see you now, the assistant said. I swallowed hard and opened the door. I've really done it, I thought. As I stepped in, Miss Lee looked up and took an envelope from her desk. Daniel Birnbaum, she began. I just think you ought to know my heart was pounding in my chest. How proud we all are of your work. Surprised, I saw the envelope read District Youth Robotics Team. You made the district team, she said. I've really done it, I thought. All right, what makes our poem a narrative poem? Remember, narrative poems tell a story about a character and they give the character's point of view. Okay, summarize the text events. The assistant tells Daniel the principal will see him. The principal tells Daniel that he made the robotics team. Daniel is proud and relieved. These are the three most important events that happen in our poem. Okay, so when we summarize, we take the most important events and retell them. What words repeat in our text? I've really done it, I thought, repeat. They wrote, I've really done it, but it also repeats, I thought. Notice that at the beginning of the poem, oh, sorry, that's the next question. How does the repetition show that the narrator's feelings have changed? In the beginning of the poem, when he says, I've really done it, I thought, he's afraid of going to the principal's office because he thinks he's in trouble. But at the end of the poem, when he says, I've really done it, I thought, he's excited about making the robotics team. He feels proud of his accomplishment. Okay, so his feelings change from being afraid of seeing the principal to being proud of what he has done. Okay. Okay, guys, next on page 196, we read the poem and we talked about it. Okay, read the lines of the narrative poem below. It says, and answer the questions. We're paying attention to stanzas and repetition in this exercise. Remember, the stanza is how the group of lines are grouped together in the poem and how they are separated into what we said looks like little paragraphs. Repetition is when the words are repeated. And a poet often uses that to make sure that you pay attention to what they're saying, or because they want to give the song a melody, like a rhythm. All right, number one, are there stanzas in the part of the poem? If so, how many and how many lines does each have? Let's read the poem and we'll answer that question. Letters trip over each other as they race to leave my mouth. My tongue lines them up in order as they march to the microphone. A, S. I am almost alone on the stage. One last kid sags with his head in his hands. He is mouthing each letter as I say it. C, E, N. All right, so how many stanzas do we have? We have here one stanza and here another stanza. How many lines? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are 2 stanzas with 5 lines in each stanza. The repetition in this poem is a little different than what we've seen in other poems. Here the repetition is at the end of the stanza, the person who is in the spelling bee is saying the letters to spell the word. A, S, here, C, E, N. They're trying to spell the word correctly. So at the end of every stanza, there are more letters spelling a word. It adds suspense, it says. It makes you wonder if the person is going to spell the word correctly or not. Are they going to win this spelling bee or not by the way they are spelling out their letters, okay? All right, next we're going to go to page 197. Now 197 is very blurry, so please pay attention to the description that I give you. All right, it says read each passage. These are lines from the poem that we just read, and it says each one has a different connotation. Remember, connotation is the feeling that you get when you read it, okay? So its connotation is different than the than the denotation that you would read if you looked it up in the dictionary. So the first one says, letters trip over each other as they race to leave my mouth. All right, so do the letters actually fall? Do they trip and fall? No, they don't actually trip and fall. This is the dictionary definition, that they would fall. What these letters do is get tangled up on each other in their mouth as you're trying to say them, because you're trying to spell the word correctly and you're nervous, and your letters are getting mixed up together and jumbled up. So the book says, if the words trip over each other, then the connotation is that they are jumbled and mixed together before they are ordered into words. Okay? You can write that. You can write that it's the person is nervous and jumbles the letters in their mouth. This is also a correct answer. One last kid sags with his head in his hands. He is mouthing each word as I say it. Sag kind of means to hang down. This sag, though, here it says usually sag means just hanging limp. Limp means without any shape or form. But here, the connotation is that the kid looks defeated and he's sad. He's hanging his head down because he feels like he's going to lose the spelling bee. So the word sag here kind of means beaten and upset about it. My tongue lines them up in order as they march to the microphone. Remember marching? Marching in line like little soldiers? Marching means to step together in the same step in a line. People march in a straight line, it says. So the connotation is that the words are going in a straight line. In this case, the words are going in order out of her mouth because they're spelling the words. Okay? All right, that was our review today that we went over in reading. We'll see you tomorrow in the video. Have a nice evening. Bye-bye.